Hello, my name is Olakunle Obademi, and this is my CSE 341 week 3 project, a library API built with a Node.js, Express, MongoDB, and Mongoose. The API supports full CRUD operation for books and members, include validation, centralized error handling, Swagger documentation, and is deployed live on render. And first, I would show that my API is live and deployed and it's not running locally. And as you can see, that's my library.api is running. And as you can see also that the base URL is CSE341 library API KZU on render.com and not on local machine. So it's independent, it's running, it's live now using schema HTTPS. This project includes Swagger documentation for all endpoints, as you can see here. Swagger document whole CRUD routes for books and members, including request body and response model. I will start by creating a new book using post, but just before then, I would like to show you my get all books. To do this, if I execute, it's going to display all my book. The first one was Pride and Prejudice, and the last one I have on this list is The Fisherman. And now I'll go back and create a book by using post. I'm going to ask for title. This is the last one I created anyway. So I'm creating Things Fall Apart. Let's think about schedule. And usually it takes the input of the title, the author, the ISBN number, the genre, the publisher's year, the published year, how many pages the book is having, the available copies in market, and of course the chief number. And now what type of genre is this? Is historical fiction, and it was produced in 1958. This is one of those greatest books that we used while growing up, and I'm glad that I'm able to use it in this experiment today. And I want to use chef location anyone. And if I execute now, you can see that it executes, it updated to Chinua Achebe, and Things Fall Apart here, and it gives me an API response of 201 that everything is fine. And I will go back to get all books to see if the new book I just created has been added to the list of books that I have there. You'll be in the last one now. And as you can see, Things Fall Apart has been added to my list. And now let's experiment with already created book and just change or edit one of the characters there, and we'll be using put, which we'll be using which will be retrieving by using the ID. So I'll be using the ID for the last name we created, the last book we created, which is Things Fall Apart. And as you can also see that one of those parameters is also the body. So for us to make a change, for us to edit and update a book, we need to use the ID first and also use the body structure. And we've gotten the ID already. So I'm going to replace the body. So Things Fall Apart. And let's say, for instance, we want to change the genre from fiction story, historical fiction, to a love story. And I'm going to execute. Now that I've executed, I am going to go back to my get whole book and search back for Things Fall Apart, which should be down. It should be my last item down, and see if the genre has changed. As you can see, the genre has changed from the historical to a love story. And of course, I can delete a book using the ID. Let's say delete, and let's see if we can delete that same book that we just lastly created. Try it out, which is for Things Fall Apart. So if I execute, it's going to delete it from my list. The response, it has been deleted, and the response is the API response is 200, which it has been deleted. Let's go back to my list of book, get all, and see if the last one we created initially is still there or it has been deleted. It should be deleted by now. The Things Fall Apart, which is the last one, should not be there again. As you can see, it has been deleted. And this project include validation. Submitting incomplete data returns a 400 baud request with detailed validation message, and I would like to display that using the post options again. For instance, if I try it out and still using the Things Fall Apart, if for instance, if one of the value here is removed, for instance, if I removed the author's name, like the author's name is now empty, and I try to execute, it's going to come back with 400 error. Response status is 400, and the message is validation failed. It's not validating, and the reason is that it is not allowed, author space is not allowed to be empty. And same method goes for a member CRUD, which I will also display for you now. Get all members. If I try it out, it's going to list all the member for me, and the same process like the one for books also. And to show you my VS Code, this is my source code, this is my controller, my DB, my middleware model route seed, and this is my server.js, and in my server is the main entry point of my applications. And in my middleware folder, I have my hero handler and validate.js. Validation middleware, check the request body before saving data, and the hero handler ensure consistent error response. Of course, my controller folder contain the business logic and interact with the database models. Route defines the API endpoints and forward the request to the controller. And as you can see, this project demonstrates a fully deployed REST API with code operation, validation, error handling, Swagger documentation, and MongoDB integration. Thank you.